Hi everybody, this is Agnes from No Sediment, and today I want to share 5 wines I will be drinking this cold season. Our tastes evolve over the years and I am no exception. We explore new wine styles, rediscover old classics, and simply develop an appreciation for wine styles or grape varieties we may not have paid attention to before. It is not just about young or undiscovered, obscure winemaking regions. I have also rediscovered some classic wine styles and I'm excited to share them with you. This list is in no way made to follow any trends or market tendencies. It is rather a reflection of my personal preferences that I have noticed in my everyday wine life. And what struck me was how many white wines I kept thinking of opening in the colder months ahead. So instead of being politically correct, I decided to be honest. And please share your finds, discoveries, and favorite wines you will be drinking this autumn and winter in the comment section below. This old grape variety truly deserves its accolades. For the longest time, it played a role of a blending partner and rarely appeared on the labels. Despite its increasing popularity and its heat-loving nature, as well as the ability to withstand drought, its plantings are actually decreasing. However, Garnacha can produce a variety of styles. Full-bodied, rich and concentrated, often accompanied by jammy fruit, as well as perfumed, pale-colored and highly structured examples. It is even a regular in a pink wine production. But today I want to highlight those examples produced at higher elevations, so think of its birthplace, Aragon in Spain. This is where you can find old Garnacha wines that produce invitingly aromatic, red berry-driven wines. Including stems in the winemaking is becoming increasingly more popular, which adds a black olive and Earl Grey tea quality, while also affecting the wine's structure with more present and chewier tannins. These wines might not be to everyone's liking, as they are not always driven by the ultra-ripe fruit some might like Garnacha to be, but they definitely suit my palate. The two most important appellations for Garnacha in Aragon are Campo de Borja and Calatayud, but you can also find exciting examples outside of these DOs. And hear me out, with very few exceptions, these fantastic wines can often be found below 20 euros. Well, when it comes to white wines, everyone knows my love for Austrian wines, but that love affair really started with Riesling. It was a Riesling from a very unique terroir in Wachau that first grabbed me, and I realized I needed to pay closer attention to this tiny winemaking country that not many people knew about at that time. However, on my last trip to Austria, I found myself constantly choosing Gruner Veltliner as my dinner companion. It may not be as high in acidity or as aromatic as Riesling, but Gruner Veltliner can certainly be just as versatile. It can be made into richer, riper styles bursting with yellow stone fruits with even occasional oak, or it can be refreshingly zesty with a slight prickle on the palate, showing typical notes of white pepper and playful hint of bitter almond on the back palate. Many exciting examples come from Wachau, but unfortunately these also tend to be some of the most expensive Gruner Veltliners. This is why I also recommend exploring regions like Weinviertel and Krems, which may be less recognized but offer amazing wines at more affordable prices. This is probably the third time I am referring to this grape variety in my videos, so it certainly is not a new love for me. But it is a love that grew even stronger this summer when I visited the Jura winemaking region, at least on my side. Trousseau is one of the 3 allowed red grape varieties in Jura and is native to the region. Some examples can be quite powerful and well structured, but it can also produce paler in color wines with an easy appeal. And if you know my love for Nebbiolo, one of the reasons I find Trousseau so exciting is because, similar to Nebbiolo, it does not only deliver fruity notes. It also offers earthiness, mycelium, and those autumn forest floor-like aromas on the nose. Much like Garnacha, another red example on this list, Trousseau has the ability to develop high sugar levels, which leads to elevated alcohol in the wines. However, in the hands of a skilled winemaker, these wines will be balanced balanced and the higher alcoholic percentage shouldn't be a concern. The only downside here is that this grape occupies small part of the France's smallest winemaking region, so great examples are not only difficult to find, but also come with a premium price tag. Second entry from France. Yes, guilty as charged, but I have rediscovered France for myself this year and I simply want to share that with you. First of all, let's clear any confusion we might have here. Muscadet is a winemaking region. It is located in the Loire Valley, but in many ways it bears no resemblance to the most famous Loire wines like Sancerre and Pouilly-Fumé. Not the soil, not the climate, and not the grape variety, which here is Melon. Melon is historic grape variety from Burgundy that has found its principal home here in the coastal area of Loire Valley. While some might be more familiar with Muscadet's Sevre-et-Maine, I have fallen in love with their cru wines. These wines have so much to offer. Thanks to the relatively cool climate and the nature of the grape, they retain a beautifully refreshing acidity and do not develop high alcohol levels. Anything above 12% is rare, even for the cru wines, which must be harvested at higher maturity. Melon might not be the most aromatic grape variety, but traditional aging on the lees not only helps to retain freshness, but also adds that creamy mouthfeel. Think of ripe lemon, spring blossom, and hints of fresh bread dough on the nose, while offering mouth-watering acidity, a lean body, and silky texture. And with their elevated acidity and lower alcohol, they are incredibly versatile when it comes to food pairing. Did I mention that Muscadet can also age gracefully, and rarely will you find any bottle above 30 euros. I have been in love with Jerez for the longest time, especially those bone-dry examples aged under the floor that show beautiful freshness, minerality, and salted lemon character, you know, Fino and Manzanilla. They are perfect with local food, and in some beautiful cases, they taste like fresh sea breeze. Just talking about these wines now fills my mouth with saliva, and I want to go back to Andalusia. According to some producers, unfortified Jerez has historically been the authentic style of the region and has long been enjoyed by locals. The winemaking process is very similar to that of fortified Jerez, except for the fortification. It is the same grape variety, Palomino Fino, one of those more neutral in character here on my list. However, it develops its flavor from the unique aging under the film of yeast, locally known as flor. Interestingly, minimum alcohol requirement for unfortified Fino and Manzanilla still remains high, 15%, which means very low yields are required to achieve this. So these wines certainly will not be cheap, but we do not always need to look for labels with classifications. If you enjoy the Fino or Manzanilla style and yet want examples with lower alcohol content, these wines do exist just outside the classification rules. One of my all-time favorites is wines made by Luis Perez. They pack so much flavor and complexity into each sip, while always delivering plenty of freshness and energy. I am definitely planning to open more of their wines as well as other unfortified Jerez this cold season. If you like this video, make sure to click on this one next.